Hey everyone, Backyard Farmer Pat here. Today is a super exciting day for me. Today, in just 3 days, it'll be exactly 4 months since I moved into my home and since I planted my first vegetable garden. This garden started off with just weeds and bush and not 1 ounce of food. And now I have, can you believe I have over 100 individual types of fruits, vegetables, herbs, ground provisions, yams, potatoes growing throughout the garden, not to mention tons of flowers. So I am extremely excited to take you for a tour through the garden so you can see just what can be accomplished in 4 months with just a little bit of work. And throughout the time, I'll try and drop some pictures in there to show you what it looked like exactly 4 months ago. I planted my very first herb in this garden on December 16th. So April 16th makes it exactly 4 months. Today is April 13th. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get started. All for now. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let's go out and plant a seed today. You can see you have many options as I showed here. You can plant a seed, plant from seed. You can plant from a start, or you can plant from a cutting, which I didn't show you today, but I have videos on that. But just go out and plant something today. All right, so this is where it all started. This is my veggie garden. I made 4 planters, two raised beds in metal and 2 in wood. That was one of my first videos. And you remember those little tiny mustard greens that I planted? These are the mustard greens now. They are absolutely massive. They've gone to seed. They're flowering. These flowers are probably over 7 feet tall. This arch that I have my passion fruit growing along, this arch is 7 feet, and the flowers, you can see the flowers are actually, can't really tell at this angle, but the flowers are actually above the arch. Some of these, and here are some more mustard greens I planted on this side. Growing over the arch is a passion fruit vine that I had from my previous garden. I had cut it all the way back to maybe 2 feet, and all of this is new growth. And if you look closely, you'll see that some of them it's actually beginning to send up some shoots for blossoms. See right there? Let me show you right here. That's actually a blossom right here. So this is actually beginning to blossom. So I'll be getting some delicious passion fruit, and it will create a nice little trellis. On this side, I have some pots with different mint. So this one here is spearmint, and I have peppermint. No, actually this one is peppermint. I have some spearmint, and in the middle I have lavender. So I have different pepper and spearmint here, and then this little one here is a chocolate mint that I just got from one of my subscribers, Diane, who I did a tour through. So what I love about these mustard greens is that they go to seed, and as you can see, they have beautiful flowers and they attract lovely pollinators. So I'm gonna let them stay as is, and then what I'll do is go ahead and harvest the seeds. And then you can see right here that it has already started forming seed pods, and then those seed pods will give me seeds to be able to plant next year. I've also my bok choy has also gone to seed. So there is a ton of dried seeds here. What I'm gonna do after this video, I'm gonna go back in and harvest all these seeds, and I'll do a quick clip to show you how I harvest these seeds. Right below, you see I have some blue basil there, and then right along this row, I have different kinds of zucchini. I believe this one is griller zucchini, and I have, I think, 1, 2, 3 in this bed. And what I've taught you guys, an easy thing to do. This one was actually done, a transplant that I bought at Walmart for like $3. But what I did was I picked one that had multiple little suckers in it. So it was a little tiny container. I think it was like $3, but it had multiple roots. So from that multiple roots, I came home, soaked it in water, separated it. So now I have multiple griller zucchini. Here you can see I have some red mustard green that is coming up nicely. I have been, trying my best to eat as much as possible, but there's just so much mustard greens. Like every single day, I put the mustard greens in my shake. My cousin came to visit me from Orlando this weekend, and you can see where I removed several of the smaller mustards to give her so she can go plant it in her garden and she can, you know, eat also. These mustard greens, especially the red ones, have such a strong flavor. It's almost like eating wasabi. So if you can add them to sandwiches. I add them to my shakes every morning. There are times when I even like just make scrambled eggs if I feel like eating eggs. Over here, more mustard greens. Right here we have some tatsoi bok choy. I love bok choy. That's another one of my favorite vegetables. Then along here, I can't remember what this one is. It's some kind of herb, some kind of very important herb. I need to label it. I'll put a sign on here, but my friend Lorraine gave me that. I have several little tomatoes popping up. These are Everglades tomatoes that I just got from Diane when I did that tour last week. She pulled out some of her Everglades and I stuck them in here, so I'm going to be getting some yummy Everglades. You can see some curly leaf kale right here. It's almost done. And here I have my celebrity tomatoes that are doing very well. I'm gonna come back through and harvest those. Harvest that one. Then right beside it I have a $2 aloe I got at Walmart. It was on the death rack, but aloes, they last forever, and this is gonna generate many more suckers that we can use for the garden. In the middle here, I have comfrey. Comfrey has great benefits, not just for chop and drop, but there are also a lot of healing properties. It's a medicinal plant. Some say that you can actually just break the leaves and strap it to your back or to your knee or wherever you have pain, and it draws the pain out. I also have some additional comfrey in my new veggie garden. So over here, I have some additional. This is additional zucchini, but this one is the Black Beauty. I don't know if you guys noticed, but all my zucchinis and squashes are already blossoming. These are all blossoms, and the ones that I just showed you, you can see they're also blossoming. All along here, I have various string beans. These are purple string beans. I have some green ones, and along here, I just planted some sugar snap peas. These are from seed. These are seeds I got from Keo from Homestead in the Burbs. I did a tour of her property a few weeks ago. She gave me some of her snap peas as a gift, and I planted them out, so I'll be eating some yummy snap peas. Along here are different peas that I planted. These didn't bear much, but they're great nitrogen fixers, so I'll just leave them there and, you know, see what they do. I have a couple of bell peppers along here and some more squash. Then here I have my, and right here I have longevity spinach. And here's a baby bok choy. So here we have our Thai chili pepper that has been really bearing profusely, as you can see. What I've been doing is I've been taking the ripe ones and I've allowed them to dry on my countertop, and then I use those and chop them up and add them to dishes. It's very spicy but very delicious. My Scotch bonnet has been doing consistently well since I cut it back in February. I did a big chop in February, and it's been consistently blossoming and giving me yummy Scotch bonnet peppers. There's another zucchini. Then I'm gonna speed it up a bit. Over here I have a chayote squash, which hasn't done much. Then along here, this is my tomato walk. Some are from seed and some are from plants. From transplants. But my favorite, right here we have some delicious chamomile. If you guys know your chamomile tea, but they also give this beautiful flower. Look at that. So this is my chamomile plant. But here is my new favorite tomato. These are called Sugar Sun, and look at them. They're a small cherry tomato, but they are absolutely delicious. I need to come back and harvest these. Then we have a couple strawberries here that are, you know, just about done for the season, and more tomatoes and basil. So on this side, this is where I should have really started. So this is actually my very first veggie bed that I created, that I planted. So you can see the tiny little herbs that I planted that day. They are now massive. My flat leaf parsley, my rosemary, I have they're like pretty massive. On the other side, on the front side, my my not coriander, my cilantro has completely gone to seed. This lasted me a good amount of time. But guys, do you know what the seeds of the cilantro is? So here you can see it's covered with seeds. Of course I can plant these and I'll get more cilantro, but these seeds are actually coriander. So I have been using this coriander in my dishes. What I do sometimes, even the green ones, I take it and crush it along with pepper and whatever else I'm cooking. I crush it and I add it to my dishes. Right below it, you'll see we have a healthy bunch of oregano. We have thyme. Over here we have more oregano. And on the back side, I know it's hard to see, on the back side there's curly leaf parsley, there's sage, there's dill, and the dill is also in full bloom, as you can see. So in this bed, this is the last bed I have. We have tons of tomatoes, and in the back row we have squash and some additional greens. So this is it here for this bed. Right here you see a sweet potato popping up. I actually just rested a potato there, trying to decide where I'm gonna plant it, and it started springing, so I'm gonna probably separate it and plant that throughout the garden. So now let's see what else we've been doing. So there we have our chicken coop, as we'll talk about that soon. And right in front of us you see this huge mountain. So I got some delivery of natural, no chemical hardwood mulch, and they dumped one load in the front yard, one load in the backyard. So I've been doing a few loads in the morning and some after in the afternoon. So let me show you really quickly what I've been doing. I've been laying down cardboard and mulching over it. I'm trying to kill down some of the weeds, especially around the trees, and just create just a more natural walkway, and with weed suppression. So here we have my jackfruit that is coming back quite nicely. And let me see what else. This is a new blueberry that I planted a few weeks ago. I got it really cheap, like 13 bucks. So I decided I can't pass that up. And here is the original blueberry that I planted a couple months back. This has been consistently giving me some blueberries. They're getting a little bit small now. I think I need to probably add some fertilizer or something. But that was very, very consistent. Then here, guys, is my guava, which looks like it's almost ready to be harvested. There's a little bit of give there. But then I was very pleasantly surprised yesterday when I noticed it's actually blossoming again. This is a 4-month-old tree, guys. 4 months since I planted it. There was only one green guava on it, but it's blossoming again. And this tree is maybe 2 feet tall. It's a very small tree, but it's already giving me blossoms. And that's the wonderful thing when you buy grafted fruit trees. You don't have to wait 5-10 years. You eat very quickly. Right beside it, I have my green grape, which has been veining very nicely. See, I put a little pole there to stake it up. Of course, as it grows, I'll pull it, put it on a better pole. Here is my starfruit tree, which is doing very, very well. All the leaves had fallen off, but as you can see, it's very green and very healthy. Be sure to keep an eye out for my upcoming video. My chickens are now 5 and 6 weeks old. Almost 5 and 6 weeks old. So they're just about ready to be moved into into their coop. So they're still in the garage for now. But as you can see here, I've planted some marigolds from seed. That's what those bigger plants are. They haven't started blossoming yet. But chickens, marigolds are actually very good for chickens. It has antibacterial properties. Chickens love to eat it. And plus, it also makes their beak and their paws turn like a bright yellow color. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then here, I have a little nasturtium that I also planted from seed. Looks like it needs a little water though. So let's go see what else we have in my beautiful garden. So over here, I have my passion fruit vine. And as you can see, these blossoms are closed now, but it's been consistently blossoming. So I'm going to be getting quite a few passion fruit. Passion fruit is one of those fruits that sometimes you have to hand pollinate it in order for it to bear. But this vine is basically covered with blossoms already. It's already covered with blossoms. And I literally just bought a little eyeshadow brush to use to hand pollinate. I do have a video out there that I did on how to hand pollinate your passion fruit. The method can also be used for other fruits, but I'm gonna show you how I do that. Anyway, here is my papaya, it's doing very well. My blackberries has put out another vine, it's also very healthy. My mango tree, this is my Julie Bombay. Here I have some dragon fruit, and for anybody who wants a free dragon fruit, it's a purple kind of dragon fruit. I'm willing to, give it to anyone for free because I can't deal with the thorns. A lot of people love it, but I can't deal with the thorns. Here, one of my papayas never made it back, but what I did was I melted some wax and put some wax on the top, so I'm hoping that it will generate some new leaves. No sign of life yet, but I'm not giving up on it. But my other papaya that lost its leaves, it already leafed up, as you can see, and it's already blossoming, and that's a female blossom. So I'm gonna have some delicious papayas before the end of the summer. Here we have some bougainvillea. These are just ornamentals, bougainvillea with not bougainvillea, begonias with a mandevilla in the middle. And then beside it is my Carrie mango tree, and I'm so thrilled, guys. I actually have some Carrie mangoes that held. This was covered with blossoms, but this is the very first time, and I'm very pleased that I actually have some baby mangoes on there. So hopefully at least 3 or 4 of these will hold, and I can enjoy my delicious Carrie mango. Right beside it is my ever-bearing mulberry. And again, this is what I love about this is that it's ever-bearing. It bears quickly. It bears while it's still young, and it bears, from what I understand, it bears almost year-round. Oh, as a matter of fact, here is one of my mulberries. So I'm looking forward to enjoying mulberries. The good thing about when you plant, you want to make sure you plant different fruits and vegetables where you get food all year round. You don't want to plant something where everything is gonna bear from June to August. You want to make sure you plant fruits and vegetables that bear all year round. Anyway, guys, look at this. Hello. What is this I see here? What is this I see here? And here. And here. Guys, this is my Naseberry tree, and it is laden. Every single branch has the little Naseberries. So this is the very first year I've seen any life. This tree, I've had it for like a year and a half, and of course, at my previous home, I just put it in the ground, and this is the first time it's showing life. So I'm super excited about that, and I hope to get some Naseberries. Right beside it, I have my that's the Jamaican bananas. And beside that, I have the Barbados cherry. It's not yet blossoming, but it's looking very healthy, very good. Then in the middle, I created a little middle section. Here I have my Naseberry that I planted from seed. So it's growing up really great. This is from my brother's tree. He has the best dwarf Naseberries on earth. Sweet and bears year round, 365 days a year. So talking about food that you can get all the time, there's my dwarf Naseberry. Then here are those moringas that I planted from seed, and I transplanted them here, but these will go into the ground eventually. Then what I did right here in the center is I created a little mini island. I had a pot. This pot right here, that black pot, which is maybe a 2-gallon, 3-gallon pot. had some hostas in it. What I did was I removed the bulbs out of the pot and I sprinkled them. I placed them in a circle. So all of these hostas you see popping up, they're just popping up now. They're just beginning to flower. This is going to create a beautiful ring of flowers along the outside. Then in the middle, you'll see here that you see those little vines, those little stems that are coming up out of the ground. What I did in the middle is I planted some lobster claw plants, which are spectacular. I'll put a picture of that. But I put lobster claw in the middle to hide those two poles and the hostas on the outside. And I did the same here. I put hostas on the outside here, and then I put a couple lobster claw bulbs in the middle. So this is going to create a beautiful walkway and entrance as time goes on. We're not going to go to the island yet, but I'll show you the island after. Let's continue looking at the fruit trees. Here is an Oatie apple that I had in the ground, but it had died back completely, and I kept cutting it back. You remember on that video? And I put some wax on the top also, and you can see it's now sprouting. So I'm very happy that I didn't dump it, because it had really looked like it was gone. So I'm gonna find a spot to put that in. Over here I have my Ackee tree that also had kind of died back, but here it's now growing. And then here in the middle I have several bell peppers that I'm growing from seed. I'm going to transplant those out, but I just have them here for now. So on this side is another Oatie apple that my friend Lorraine gave me when we thought the other one had died. This had also lost its leaves, but as you can see, it's coming back. So I'm going to have two Oatie apple trees. This one was from seed 4 or 5 years ago. So this one will probably take another maybe 4 or 5 years to bear, whereas the other one is grafted, so I should have some apples within 2 years. Right here we have Soursop, which is of course known for its medicinal properties. First of all, I love the fruit, but all around the world, cancer clinics are actually studying the benefits of the Soursop leaf for the cancer fighting properties. Right behind it I have some Gungo peas. I have like 4 planted there, where you see those little pink flags. They're still small. I planted them from seed. Then right in front of it I have another Barbados cherry. Then beside that I have a fig and my Eureka bush lemon, which I pulled out of the ground. I have to decide. I think I'm going to put that in a pot. Back there is just where I did some composting. Here are my avocado trees. They've been doing pretty well since I sprayed them. Back here I have a katuk plant, which is, you can actually eat it like spinach or you can cook it. And over here I have my sweet sop tree, and guys, look, my sweet sop is already blossoming. It already has blossoms on there. This is another tree that I hand pollinate. You can see the blossoms there. This is another tree that I hand pollinate whenever possible. So as the blossoms come out, I'm gonna hand pollinate it. And right beside it is another sweet sop. There we have a tuna plant. Then we have a frangipani stick here. This is a pink one. And then over here, guys, look. So I had a really bad storm a couple weeks ago, and all of my blossoms fell off of my yellow coat plum tree. But as you can see, some of them survived the wind. So I'm looking forward to my first yellow coat plums. Really looking forward to that. Over here I have my East Indian mango, and in the background you see another papaya. And here is guys, you remember just a few weeks ago I did that survival food video, and I rested the potatoes on the ground, and I told you all you need to do is rest it on the ground. You guys didn't believe me, but hello, look at this, guys. All I did was rest the potato on the ground, and look at how many vines are there. So literally I said he can get, I don't remember how many vines I told you he could get, but look at this. This is a ton of vines, guys. Each of these vines is its own plant. You can plant it somewhere else and get 3 to 5 pounds of potatoes out of each one of these vines. And that's from resting one potato. Of course, I rested multiple different potatoes. Here's another one. Here's another one. These are all different kinds. This one is an orange potato. I need to cover these up now that they sprouted. And here is my callaloo patch. So on that same video, I just lightly sprinkled this patch of dirt with callaloo seeds. I told you it grows almost like a weed. So as you can see, my callaloo sprouted right up without any help. Over here is where I rested some additional potatoes, and you can see they have all sprouted. So I will be separating these. Right in front is some tree spinach, chaya. It's called chaya tree spinach, right there. Another jackfruit, and then behind it we have lots of cassava. This is like cassava walk. 1, 2, 3, 4 cassava plants. Right in front here I have my June plum tree. Remember guys how small that was, and look how good it's looking now. But hey, I noticed that the leaves look a little curled, and oh wow, look at this. Look at that. You see those little bumps? That's actually aphids. So I'm gonna come back and spray that. That's why it's really good to keep an eye on the plants. This tree has been doing really well, but now it has aphids, so we gotta get rid of that. So I'll go ahead and spray it, or just for now, let's squish some of these aphids. They literally will suck the plant and kill the plant, so I've got to go back and treat it. Here we have another Ackee tree, which we thought had died, but it's back. Then over here, let me show you real quick. On that survival video, I planted some peanuts in the shell, and you can see they all sprouted. I lost some of them. I think something was actually digging them up and eating them, so because I found a couple of peanuts out of the ground, but most of them have sprouted. Then right behind it is a sugar cane that I also planted, and the lemongrass. You can see how great it's doing in a very short time. So it's super easy to grow food, guys. You just gotta start. Here you'll see I have a couple pieces of purple sugar cane. I've never seen that before, but I actually went to buy more sugar cane to plant, and I saw the purple one and I tasted it, and it's super delicious. I got it at Thrifty's, so I was super happy to eat some and plant some. So I'll be getting some purple as well as the normal sugar cane. Over here is my corn, and guys, 99% of, not 99, maybe 80% of the stuff I'm planting for the first time. Corn is one of those things that I plant for the first time, but I just planted my corn, when was it, a month ago? And you can see the corn has all sprouted. There was something that was eating the corn. So you see some of them are very small, and then others are very big. That's because something literally ate them to the ground. They were like that big, then they just disappeared. So I had to come and reseed some corns, and that's why you're seeing some small and some big. Right behind it is my Irish potato that I planted, as well as in this bed. All this is Irish potato that I planted. That I didn't really plant it, I just rested them on the ground, lightly covered them with straw, and then after a while they popped up. So let me show you real quick the front, what's in front. This is my gardenia plant, which is an original plant. So this wasn't a property before, but I'm so glad I didn't get rid of this. Every single branch is covered with blossoms about the bud. Look at it, every inch of it is covered with buds, every inch. And they give, of course, a beautiful gardenia plant, gardenia flower. So the flowers are just beginning to open up now, but they are absolutely fragrant. Oh my gosh. So I've been enjoying my gardenia bush. So in the front, I have a bougainvillea, which is from the home that we were in South Florida. This is the South Florida home. It was like basically it looked dead. It was like a dried stick, but I cut it back and we planted it in the ground, and you can see it's giving me beautiful flowers already. Bougainvillea is something that you want to plant away from everything else, because it has thorns and you don't want the thorns sticking you. Over here I have my coconuts, not looking that great, but they're still hanging in there. And right beside it is an elderberry that I planted. And that's also from, that elderberry is from my friend from Loy, that tour I did in South Miami. Here we have a Ataulfo mango, and right here in the middle we have uh, this is a Jamaican almond tree, and it's very small. That's why I have to put a couple of flags on it so that the lawn man doesn't mow it down. So here I started a huge island, and I plan on planting multiple flowers and um, like cocoa. To me, cocoa has beautiful leaves. It looks like almost like elephant ears, but it gives you food. So I have my two trees that I had from before. This is my strawberry tree that they call Jamaican cherry, and it's also blossoming. Let me show you real quick. It's already blossoming, so that's pretty exciting. So that means I'm going to be getting those strawberries off it, and it's not the strawberry like what you used in the store. These are some tiny little berries that taste almost more like, they taste like strawberry cotton candy, so they're super sweet. Here I have my lychee, and here is my front garden. It's absolutely beautiful in my opinion. You know, I've been doing a lot of work. As I said, I had a mountain of mulch delivered. That was supposed to really be over here, but I kind of got tired of moving it, and then I thought that the shape looked kind of cool, so that's where I'm gonna leave it at that. Oh, and guys, you remember that tree that was like dying and it was covered with aphids and disease? Look guys, these are brand new branches that sprouted after I cleaned off the tree, and you can see this is an existing branch, but look guys, so all those aphids are gone. I can't say it's all because of that that spray that I used. I think what really helped is that I went back through the tree, and I put my hose on jet stream, and I beat off as much as I could. It turns out it was aphids, not scale, but aphids can die very quickly if you just power wash the tree. So I washed the tree on jet, and it really helps. All right, so to wrap things up, I'm gonna show you real quick my island. I'm very proud of my island. Come on, Storm. Come on. Come on, girl. All right, guys. So this is my island that I created. You guys remember this was bush and weeds, and I really wanted that little tropical oasis that I can sit in. So you can see I have my bananas, my amaryllis, more bananas. I have a white Thai guava here that is doing really well. I don't think I'm gonna get any blossoms this year, but it's looking good. I have more papaya, and then I have various ornamentals. I have this gardenia is actually from a cutting that I took a cutting from my home, my previous home, and you can see not only did the cutting take, it's absolutely laden with blossoms. So this is going to be blooming pretty soon. Right behind it I have some blue portofino, some Hawaiian Thai. This is also from a cutting. This is a white trumpet lily, and it's still young, but I'm hoping it will grow up and I'll get some beautiful white trumpet lily flowers. In the middle back there I have a curry leaf plant. Let me go a little closer and show you. So this is not the same curry that we eat in the islands. This is more curry that they eat like in India. So this is a curry leaf plant, and you can see it has multiple new leaves coming out, which I'm very, very pleased to see. Behind it I have beautiful philodendron that were there from before, but you just couldn't appreciate the beauty with all the weeds that were there. Then I have a number of different kinds of orchids and ground lilies. Here I have some cuttings I took from other plants from other homes that I'm just waiting for them to get a little bigger so I can plant them throughout the garden. And there I have my ground orchids starting to bloom. And what else do I have? Oh, and here I have some cranberry hibiscus and some red ginger, some more aloe, and additional comfrey plants, and another Mexican guava. So that is it for now, guys. I have a whole lot more that I'm planting. Somebody had asked me for a red coat or a yellow coat plum stick. Please remind me who you are. I'm so sorry. I know I have your name written down somewhere, so I'll remember when you remind me. But I just got your stick, so remind me who you are, so I can send that to you. You can send me an email at my email address, and that's in under my profile. Oh, guys, look. So these are all elderberry cuttings. I got a couple elderberry pulled out from Kio's garden, and I cut them up, and you can see they're all springing. So I just cut them, stuck them in the dirt, and they're springing. So if anybody wants elderberries, let me know. And then here I have a ton of garlic chive. This is actually from my previous home. I mean, I use it, and it's it always just comes back. Even if I don't water it for months, you can see how it looks. Even if I don't water for months, it comes back. So that's really awesome. And here I have some frangipani cuttings that I'm gonna put in my front yard. Thank you, Lloyd, for my frangipani. Oh, and then over here, this is a new bed I created. As you can see, it's very dry. I haven't really been taking care of it. I need to take better care. But I planted a lot of ginger and turmeric on the ground. So the ginger and turmeric will be sprouting soon. But in the meantime, I have some additional snap peas that I planted here. And I have some callaloo seeds I also sprinkled. So guys, that's really it now. So guys, I really hope that you enjoyed the tour. Get out there, plant a seed today, guys. This is what I did in 4 months. I would say 95% of the work I did it on my own. So you don't have to be a fancy gardener or a super strong person to do it. Just get started. If you start with one pot or one veggie bed like I did, you can do it too, guys. Till next time, let's plant, grow, and eat together. And don't forget to share this video, and don't forget to share a comment below to let me know what you're growing. Bye now.